Hi there. This is my hummingbird kit that I've modeled into an alarm box that is just from a couple of items from home. You kids could get creative as they wanted to with this. It has one. It's got one sensor that it's looking at, but there could be a thermistor or a heat sensor that's from the kit inside of this that would alert you that it's maybe gotten too hot in your room, or it's gotten too hot for where it's been moved. So just trying to get kids to think about that. So these kits, um, these sensors are on a lot of our new vehicles where um, um, there's things that vibrate your steering wheel if you get out of your lane, and so it's kind of the same idea of this stuff's everywhere. And here's a little example of how could we use it in a kit, how could we use it in a model, and how is it used outside of the classroom. So what are some applications for it? So this is what I've done inside of the box, and I just kept it so I could hinge it, so maybe you could put your keys or something that's special to you inside of here. But the Hummingbird kit has these different LED inputs over here, and you just have to wire them up correctly for red, green, blue. There's motor ports. There's a DC jack for a power adapter for running these off of for running servo motors or DC motors that rotate. There's 4 different sensor inputs, and you have 2 different vibration motors, like you'd have like for your cell phone that vibrates when you get a text. Okay, so that's the board. I didn't have any hot glue at home, and you might not even let your kids use hot glue, so I just taped it inside of there and just kind of loosely put everything so the motor could vibrate inside of here. Okay, so you could get this to be as complex as you wanted. You could have your students need to make sure they use 2 sensors. The kit comes with 5 different inputs, from a dial, a thermistor, a sound meter. You can use all of those. So this one, to go look at the code here, let's go to, what you have to do is download these things from the BirdBrain or Hummingbird Robotics website, and the BirdBrain server just tells you that you're connected. And so if it's connected, you can hit scratch, and then scratch opens up and it gives you a place to program. So what I do want to say is that I did have a USB cable that was no good, and so the one in the kit is junk. And so if this happens to you, you should probably have a few extra USB cables, and just try to remember, what I do is, to take the frustration out, is I just cut the cords and throw them away, because I don't want a student to have those and try to figure out what are they doing wrong when it's the product that there was something defective. So my code, to kind of go through this, if I hit the letter B on my keyboard until I unplug it, so forever, you could put this as a count, but forever, if the Hummingbird distance sensor on port 4, which is where it's plugged in, is less than 10 centimeters, then for 6 times it's going to quickly repeat a red with the motor shaking. It waits a little bit, 50 milliseconds, and then it has the the blue LED kick on for again. So if I put my hand over it, you can hear it. If you put your hand over it. So Chase is a police dog, and so he is pulling somebody over. He's telling the owner that, hey, whoa, you're too close. Okay? So, and then back to the program. Otherwise, what happens? So if there's no sensing that you're too close, what happens is that the red, green, blue has a power of 111, which is the lowest it'll go, and the motor doesn't shake. If you don't put this motor to stop shaking, when it goes down to this part of this if statement, the motor keeps spinning. And then you'll be like, did I break it? Is it stuck? And if you put a motor speed with 0 in here, then it stops. So I never used Scratch before. I thought it was pretty neat. You need to open it up through the BirdBrain server, and then you have all the Hummingbird parts are right here for plugging this in. So I liked it. I think it'd be great for elementary students. You could get it really complex for middle and high school students to use all those pieces and parts. Yeah, I say go for it. It's a nice little kit.